Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Free Comic Book Day 2023 Spider-Man Venom Issue 1. Nice cover here. So, this one focused on three stories, showing us what's going on with Spider-Man, showing us what's going on with Venom, and then teasing us for the Ultimate Universe. So, let's get into this. And I love this art style. It's the art style that was pretty much in the kind of crossovers that dealt with the whole dark web thing going on, and I love the kineticness. I love the art that we're usually getting with JR, but and like McGinnis, but I actually like a lot of the art. But this is just I hadn't seen this artist before, and he just does Spidey very well, and it just really draws me in. And that's the crazy thing. I can't pick which one's my favorite. It's like, hey, they're all great artists, and sometimes I'm just like it's almost like just before I get to like, okay, I've seen a good amount of this art, and then it's like, ooh, new art, and that's the kind of good thing that they're able to switch up so many different artists to do some great stuff. So you see, Spidey is having to deal with something pretty crazy. There's a gorilla roaming around New York. And it's like, guess we should just hop right into it. The new costume Osborn made for me has a police scanner, and yeah, sometimes I wish it didn't. The escaped gorilla is one of those times, if that wasn't clear, as the woman's telling the gorilla to stay back. Looks like the big ape just discovered how terrible New York produce is. That's not bad. I'm gonna say that out loud, as he does, and says, "Choke it down like the rest of us," as he kicks it. And then he's like, Bug, buy me some time. I'm going to check on the nice lady. Attack intercept mode engaged. And then she's like, were you cracking jokes at a gorilla? Is like, it's not something I can turn off. I don't understand you, man. Okay, you're fine. Look out. Relax. It's handled. Attack intercepted. Attack fumbled. Poor Bug. And I love Spidey's look. That doesn't sound great. Excuse me while I take a quick peek. As he then looks back, and I just love it, like, oh, sweet heaven. Was your plan to make him more mad? One moment, recalibrating from impact, and Bug just looking freaking drunk hit. You're not the only one. Good thing Bug isn't the only trick I have up my sleeve. Gat, hands off my tricks. Those are my spider bombs. Bug, as he's trying to like get help. And Bug comes in. Vertical recontextualization initiated. As the gorilla pretty much has the like bug bombs, and then Bug flies him up in the air. It's like, thank you, initiating bogey handoff. So you kind of just stand around while that thing does all the work? Oh, well, in this case, kind of. You might want to stand back, as he's got the kind of Spideys around his fist, and he smacks with a mighty punch and takes the gorilla out. It's alright, everyone. The gorilla has been subdued. Yeah, we definitely saw you assault the animal. I prefer the term subdued. Like, I get why they're trying to go at that Spidey is in a bad kind of situation here, because everybody's like, you should stay here and the authorities arrive. Yeah, don't move. You won't feel safe until animal control gets here. Completely understand. Don't think you do. Rest easy. I'm not going anywhere. As people are pretty much like trying to get him. Hey, like, you assaulted an animal. It's like, I kind of get that, but it's kind of in a weird kind of space, and he was trying to deal with it as best as he could. Again, the Parker luck. Later, and of course they're like, you're not going anywhere. You can cuss this animal. It's like, I couldn't just ask him to stop, really? He can sign over 1,000 words, you sociopath. It's like, how the fuck are you supposed to be able to know that off the top of your head? His heart rate is all over the place. I think he's been drugged. You sicko. What was it? I didn't drug the gorilla! And sorry for you, Spidey. As we see Craven looking around and looking off from the distance and getting one of the spider bombs. Do you think this is funny? This is not funny. Oh wow, those cops look serious. Do me a favor and tell them I'm the Brooklyn guy. See ya. Get back here. And then we see later still as Craven is going into some kind of laboratory. And someone's like, your methods never cease to confuse me, Craven. In the Congo, Captain Bananas was a god. It was an honor to set him loose. And it's like, good God, he like went after a specific gorilla to do this shit. What happened after that is on him, as he tosses the spider bomb, and we see that it gets grabbed by a crazy-ass looking tentacle. It's like, what the fuck? Let's not pretend your intentions were noble. Use the ape as bait. A beast will find its purpose, or a purpose will be inflicted upon it. Have you found yours? Of course. What is it? It's like, damn, Craven, that's cold as shit. Oh, you know, the usual. And now I have everything I need to enact my plan. Thank you, Craven. As we see that it's Doc Ock with the craziest kind of... The art's just fucking amazing right there. It just crazy looking, really captured the sucker kind of things that are now on Doc Ock's arms and how they are like keeping the bug bomb suspended, and he says he'll take it from here as Craven looks really serious. He's like, what the fuck? Oh, and then we see this as a preview for the Guardians that are out, and goddamn, that really screams space western, and it's great. So, that was the end of Spidey's. Then we start the Venom one, which is really weird. I like the art style and how it is really kind of set in the time period. It works for what's going on in the 1940s. But this one would confuse people like, what the fuck's going on here? So it's in the 1940s, the laboratory of the Williams brothers. And they're like, you call it live rubber? We found the original sample buried in a meteorite. The composition wasn't like anything we'd seen before. We tried to duplicate it and failed. It was only when I accidentally cut myself, spilled some blood in the petri dish, and the person's like, blood? Don't get any wild audios, pal. Boys, no Dracula. It was the adrenaline. Bringing about the whole chocolate thing. It's like, this sounds like a damn symbiote. It's like, yep. Got a sweet tooth. He grew like a weed pretty soon. We had a man-sized amount of this stuff, which in any kind of thing sounds like a horror movie thing, and that you don't want to fucking do. Then say hello to Flexo. It's like, that is very ominous and scary looking. He's a little goofy looking, I admit. Don't listen to Joel, bud. That rubber dreamboat saved our lives. For my dime, that makes him a regular Valentino. Say, which paper did you say you were with again? Not a newspaper exactly, Dr. Williams. I'm actually getting stories for a new publication called Mystic Comics. Nuts, you're reporting for a comic book? And then using the pretty much action-packed stuff to report on the crazy kind of goings-ons. It's our whole angle. Real-life picture stories of the marvels of the age. We've covered the Torch, the Angel, Monaco, and now you want the scoop on our Flexo. It's like, interesting. I kind of like that kind of angle. And then talking about how it saved its lives. How did that happen exactly? As we pretty much get the lowdown. Which is kind of cool because we see a lot of kind of crazy stuff that this Flexo can do. That they kind of control it with a remote control. Send a sequel to its beacon. And how they were saved from like robots and other things going on. Saying that he's trying to destroy him with corrosive acid. And it's like, that's probably not going to work. And the dude's like, this is gold, don't get me in suspense, fellas. What did Flexo do next? And he's trying to save him, and then, the dude's like, please, no! As it's pretty much going symbiote mode, getting ready to eat some ass. It's like, fuck! And there's a lot of dead people. It's like, it's probably been eating people, and killing people, and holy Jesus, this isn't good. And they're like, gas, yeah, he let out a gas, a non-lethal gas, very non-lethal. It's like, alright. And like, no thanks to you never could keep your mouth shut, Josh. What, you don't want to be in the funny papers? And funny book or not, it's gonna get us noticed. You think this thing in Europe ain't gonna need Uncle Sam to step in? You think the brass won't want a robot from the front lines? You wanna unleash Flexo on the battlefield? It's like, yeah, don't do that. Why not? We can control him. We can? That's not a control device, Josh. It signals him, instructs him. But if he obeys, it's only because we feed him and he likes us. So what happens when we're not around? When someone new tells him what to do? It's like, thank you, somebody, for thinking of those things. Well, he let them, as we then see Flexo fighting Venom, which, goddamn, that is a fucking great page, as that's where it's like, to be continued in the pages of Venom. It's like, granted, I have more context of what's going on with the Spidey one than with the Venom one. Now, granted, I do know that Eddie is dealing with some crazy shit, becoming like a magician, King of Black kind of stuff, and that he's trying to save Dylan. It'll be interesting to see how this links up, because if this goes the Venom, how do I see it? It's weird, because Eddie's the King in Black, but then his son Dylan is Venom, so I don't know if he's fighting Eddie or Dylan. So that's the end of that one. So it's like, yeah, that'll be some crazy-ass shit for Venom. I like that it keeps me appraised of what's kind of going on. Then we shift over to the stuff with the Ultimates, where we see Maker talking with Miles Morales about, and it's crazy because Miles is like, who the fuck are you? Calling him brother and everything, universal rebirth and everything being changed up. But you and I had something that sets us apart from them, apart from their shared history. We're the only two survivors of a forgotten universe, Miles. The only children of gods truly erased from history. Did you know that? Miles is like, did you not? And I'm like, thank you for calling him out, kind of like that. It's like, no, not in the way I do now. But if you know, then you must feel the same itch that I do, the one you cannot scratch, the pool of nothingness and oblivion that we share with the world we are from, the feeling of lives erased and forgotten. Why are you really here? I'm going home. Yes. The only question is, it's like, oh man, you're totally serious, aren't you? Yes. The only question is, are you coming with me? As we then shift over and see the tease of them going after him at a really kind of crazy devices. We see like Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, Black Bolt, Namor, Doctor Strange. I'm pretty sure this is Xavier and T'Challa. And it's like, okay, this is probably not going to end well, as it's called Ultimate Invasion. This summer, Jonathan Hickman and Brian Hitch reinvent the Marvel Universe in Ultimate Invasion. And then we get a cool kind of letters page with the editors of like a couple comics just talking about some crazy stuff, and it was really kind of awesome to read. So, I overall really enjoyed this one. I liked the effective tease for Spider-Man. I can't wait to see Doc Ock kind of involved, see how him and Craven kind of introduce a new kind of weirdness of what's going to be going on with Peter, because we are probably going to be getting to the end of the whole Robin and Way Up kind of arc that has been building, and Tombstone as well, kind of handing that off to the new story that will eventually involve these two and what they're attempting to do, because it seems like Doc Ock probably is pissed that Pete probably went to Osborn for help instead of him. We'll have to see. We don't know exactly his motivations, but he is interested in the tech that Pete's got at the moment, and he's got his own kind of brand new tech with suckers on his tentacles. Venom's one was just a kind of like nice one to be like, oh god, we're now connecting other kind of weird symbiotes, and we'll see how that kind of works out. And the Ultimate Invasion kind of works along the same lines of what we were seeing with the X-Men and Krakoa, with Orchis going nuts, the Maker trying to like remake the Ultimate Universe, or do something to that kind of effect. We'll have to see how that kind of works out, and if him and Miles do go over there, because I do like that having Miles in the regular Marvel Universe and having all that kind of stuff go around. So we'll have to see how that kind of works out, because that could have some seismic shifts as well, depending upon how the story is handled. So, those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.